In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment.
I am increasingly becoming turned on to the idea that this video is AI. There's a lot of people talking about it, but like, just look at her. Okay, so we see her ring. Now watch this video. Okay, so this is super slowed down so you can really see. Ring is there. Ring is gone.
Wow.
Ring is back.
I don't know, I might be the only one, genuinely maybe the only one who's been thinking this way since this entire fiasco happened. But between this photo, and this one, the only thing I can think of is William and how little he cares for his wife, or his actions are showing that he does not care about her.
So I know you've all heard by now that Kate Middleton announced she has been diagnosed with cancer and is currently undergoing treatment. The news came after months of speculation about Kate's whereabouts, and people were understandably confused because the way the royal family tried to gaslight everyone with fake photos and videos and then kept lying about it was just insane. Now, of course, Kate has the right to privacy, especially when it comes to her health, but that's exactly the point. Why did the palace blame a woman with cancer for that Photoshop fail? And then why make her do this video alone without her husband sitting next to her? William is AWOL, and we are yet to see him publicly show support for his wife. This whole situation is just so bizarre, and you can't blame people for being worried about Kate, knowing how the royal family treated Diana, Meghan, and pretty much every woman who married one of their precious heirs to the throne. But that's not all. Believe it or not, a lot of people are now convinced that Kate's video announcement was AI generated, y'all. If you've watched the video, you probably noticed it's giving uncanny valley even at first glance. And then when you slow it down and pay attention to the details, you'll see that her engagement ring magically appears and reappears, pixels around her mouth move weirdly, and the background looks like a green screen with the flowers completely still. Check out this video from one TikTok user who clearly shows how the ring disappeared.
Just look at her. Okay, so we see her ring. Now watch this video. Okay, so this is super slowed down so you can really see. Ring is there. Ring is gone.
Wow.
Ring is back.
The TikToker also pointed out that the background looks like the spring is in full bloom, which is not the case for the UK. Plus, it's still too cold at the moment to be outside in a light sweater.
It's like, even if we forget about the fact that these flowers seem like out of season to be blooming like that, considering England has been like in the 40s for the past week or so. Set aside the fact that there's no movement behind her, like there's no wind, the flowers aren't moving at all. Set aside the fact that this is the exact same outfit and hairstyling she had in that video that was filmed 8 years ago in the same garden.
Mental health is just as important.
Best case scenario, this was like filmed on a studio with a green screen. Do we really believe this video is on the up and up? There's nothing suspicious going on at all?
Now, I guess it's possible that the video was filmed in a studio for Kate's convenience, but it's still weird to me that William wasn't sitting next to her, especially when you take into account that for the past couple of months, rumors have been swirling about William and his alleged mistress, Rose Hanbury. So why not put up a united front with your sick wife and show that you have her back? But let me give you some background on Kate's diagnosis. So back in January, when Kate had what was described as major abdominal surgery, Kate said the doctors initially thought it wasn't cancer.
In January, I underwent major abdominal surgery in London, and at the time, it was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present.
Kate had the surgery at the London clinic and stayed there for about 13 days to recuperate. When she was discharged, the palace released a statement saying she was doing well and making good progress. The statement read, "The Princess of Wales has returned home to Windsor to continue her recovery from surgery. She is making good progress. The Prince and Princess wish to say a huge thank you to the entire team at the London clinic, especially the dedicated nursing staff for the care they have provided." But even though the surgery went well, Kate had to undergo some tests, and that's when the doctors found out that the cancer had actually already been there. And according to Kate, she was advised to start preventative chemotherapy.
It was thought that my condition was non-cancerous. The surgery was successful. However, tests after the operation found cancer had been present. My medical team therefore advised that I should undergo a course of preventative chemotherapy, and I'm now in the early stages of that treatment. This, of course, came as a huge shock.
Coincidentally, around the same time, on February 5th, the palace shared that King Charles had been diagnosed with cancer after receiving treatment for a non-cancerous prostate enlargement. The palace announced King Charles's diagnosis in a statement saying, "His Majesty has today commented on a schedule of regular treatments, during which time he has been advised by doctors to postpone public-facing duties. Throughout this period, His Majesty will continue to undertake state business and official paperwork as usual." Now, in her video, Kate did mention the specific type of cancer she's dealing with. And after her announcement, a spokesperson from Kensington Palace said, "We will not be sharing any further private medical information. The princess has a right to medical privacy, as we all do." In her video, Kate also mentioned how crucial it was for her to not only wrap her head around the unexpected diagnosis, but also to sit down with her 3 kids, George, Charlotte, and Louis, and talk to them about it. It seems like she might have timed her announcement for when the kids were off from school. They all go to Lambrook School, which happens to be on a half-term break right now. This gives the family some private time together to process everything after Princess Kate's news.
It's taken me time to recover from major surgery in order to start my treatment. But most importantly, it has taken us time to explain everything to George, Charlotte, and Louis in a way that's appropriate for them and to reassure them that I'm going to be okay.
But let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? AKA Prince William. After news broke about Princess Kate's scheduled surgery back in January, it was reported that William was planning to reschedule some of his commitments to be there for her. The next day, he was photographed driving himself to the hospital to visit her. But this was the first and only time he was seen visiting his wife. As for the children and other family members, none of them were seen visiting Kate at the hospital. Now, Kate claimed in her video that William has been supporting her throughout this whole ordeal.
I'm getting stronger every day by focusing on the things that will help me heal in my mind, body, and spirits. Having William by my side is a great source of comfort and reassurance too, as is the love, support, and kindness that has been shown by so many of you. It means so much to us both.
Meanwhile, a spokesperson from Kensington Palace confirmed to People that despite Kate's cancer diagnosis, Prince William will continue fulfilling his official duties while also balancing his family responsibilities and work commitments. The prince will keep up with supporting his wife and family alongside his official duties, just as he's been doing since the beginning of the year, the spokesperson stated. So, in other words, they're giving William props for doing the bare minimum? I don't know, y'all, but a lot of people are looking at William sideways and claiming he essentially threw his wife under the bus. So remember when the photographed picture of Kate and the kids got pulled by all major picture agencies for being manipulated, and then the palace immediately made Kate take the blame for it? Whoever is in charge of the royals' PR posted this message on the Kensington Palace official X account, making it sound like it was written by Kate. Like many amateur photographers, I do occasionally experiment with editing. I wanted to express my apologies for any confusion the family photograph we shared yesterday caused. I hope everyone celebrating had a very happy Mother's Day. See. So let me get this straight. They made the woman with 3 young children who's just been diagnosed with cancer take the blame for this PR disaster? And let's just say Kate really was the one who edited the photo. You're telling me William didn't think of saying, hey, I'll take the blame and say I edited it. I mean, at least throw in a W after that C in the signature to show you're supporting your wife. Or, I don't know, they could have blamed it on a nameless person on their team. Literally anything would have been better than to blame it on Kate and then have her reveal she has cancer just days later. Oh, and how about that video they released claiming it's William and Kate out and about just doing some shopping at a local Windsor farm shop? First of all, the woman in the video doesn't look anything like Kate when you zoom in on her face. Plus, they told us she had major abdominal surgery just weeks prior. So how come she was carrying this huge shopping bag? And I don't know about you, but I think it's weird that William didn't join Kate to announce her cancer diagnosis. The way she had to sit there alone on a bench and share this heartbreaking news with the world just looks sad. We know that everything the palace does is carefully orchestrated, so Kate sitting alone sends a very strong message to the world. I mean, they wanted us to believe William is going shopping with Kate, but he can't sit next to her while she shares the worst news of her life with the world? Come on. Also, now that Kate was pressured to share her diagnosis in a video, the palace is blaming the general public for stressing her out while giving William credit for taking care of the kids. But we still haven't seen William and Kate together, including during the most difficult time of her life. Like I said, the whole thing is so bizarre, and the way William handled this situation just seems so cowardly. People are now speculating that something bad happened between William and Kate, while others are taking it a step further and claiming that Kate's video announcement is AI generated. One fan said, "Diana said they are not human. Lack of compassion. Yes, he should be sitting there holding her hand. So many things are still unexplained. William is not off the hook. I still believe he abused her. If this was the case, why didn't her own parents know? To me, this makes you ask more questions. They said Kate was not eating, then she was crazy." And then another person wrote, "People are saying this was AI generated. Something about the pixels. And the background does not move. Where is William if he is so supportive per Kate's statement? There she sits alone. So sad. He is a coward. I still think they are divorcing." But let me know what y'all think. Are people going too far with these theories about Kate and William? Or do you think something is really off about that video announcement? Let me know in the comments and stick around for this next video.